When the world is noisy, better turn life down. It's confusing on the radio. Better go out of town. Listen to some friends talk about things they know. Derailed.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Derailed. I'm Haus, joined by our two other hosts, Prods
Hello.
and Google.
Fuckwit.
Fuck whip?
Yeah, fuckwhip, dude. That's my street
Fuckwhips.
name. Lil
Fuck
fuckwhip.
torture.
Yeah.
What's going on, young nugs? Get ready for another doink-tastic Sunday.
What a great bit, dude.
Oh.
Rest in peace. That meme guy. That poor man.
Which one? Who died this week?
The guy who came up with the doinking. He was like, sick doinks.
Oh, that dude's been dead for months.
Yeah.
What are you talking?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, thought you talking about Burt Reynolds.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Sad.
fuck, you're
Nice.
right.
Good,
Yeah.
relevant meme, dude.
That is something to talk about.
No, it's not.
Burt Reynolds.
Smokey and the
has
Bandit?
passed away.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Deliverance. I think
yeah.
was better.
I mean, yeah, we're not gonna.
What?
People don't
So
talk about it
Deliverance.
because of the piggy scene, but I mean, it was a
Yeah.
good movie.
People don't talk about Dukes of Hazzard because let me tell you, that was a good movie with Johnny Knoxville. Let me tell you, a great movie.
No.
Oh,
Where he played Boss Hogg. Oh boy.
he played boss.
Yeah, he was Boss Hogg in that movie. It was
What a
awful,
horrible
honestly.
casting
Who keeps
decision.
giving the CMY2K people work? That's my fucking question. Holy shit.
Whenever I see Johnny Knoxville act in something, he just seems like he doesn't want to be doing it anymore.
I liked The Ringer. All right, that was a good movie. I don't really
No.
care.
The Ringer, I
liked
guess.
that movie
It
just
was
'cause
kind
the
of
bad
cute.
concept.
Yeah, it was a
I
cute
like-
movie. It was a cute movie.
It was a cute
Nothing
movie.
wrong with it. It was cute. What do you want? I
I
mean,
love Bam Margera just beating up his dad, dude. That's my favorite movie, honestly.
That was great from CKY. Okay.
Bam's alcoholism.
home abuse
Yeah.
reviews.
Yeah.
God, I don't know. Bam Margera, he's doing good, right?
His face
Yeah, I
isn't.
think he is.
Like, have you seen
Yeah,
his
he's
face?
got a
dude?
really chubby face.
Holy
lately.
The
shit.
last thing I saw was like him working on that documentary, I guess, that didn't
Yeah.
end up being finished. And it was just like him walking with his stupid ascot around his neck and looking up at a drone flying away. And he's like, this is my life. I fucked it up.
Wow.
Bam Margera. Fucked my life up.
I keep
the
thinking,
movie.
like, probably his arthritis. Like, I'd assume that fucking everybody,
Oh, yeah.
just wicked arthritis.
They all those former skaters, they all use those like back stretchers or whatever. Like they sit on those flat planes and they flip them upside down and they realign their spinal cords because they're all like old people.
Oh,
All
You
that
know,
abuse.
Roddy Reynolds is still out here skateboarding. What are you talking
I
about?
guess I'm
Yeah,
taking
that's
up
true.
rollerblading, dude. Thanks.
Yeah, so we lost Burt Reynolds, and that's a big
And then we
news
lost that
topic.
other guy,
Mac Miller.
Mac Miller. Yeah.
Mac
Who?
Miller passed away.
Was it to heroin or I don't remember
It
exactly
was
what
an
it was. I didn't
overdose,
read
I
much.
believe.
It's fentanyl.
Yeah, but was it
Dude,
heroin?
it's always fentanyl. Come on.
Yeah, but was it heroin though? Or
Not-
was it fentanyl?
Bets.
I believe it was. Was the investigation ever released at this point? What
I
happened?
don't.
I thought it was just
Drum roll.
speculation at this point.
Somebody told me it was heroin. I was like, whoa. I was like, damn.
Warner
She's
Brothers
doing
released a statement about it. All of us at Warner Brothers Records are deeply shocked and saddened by the tragic news of Mac Miller's untimely passing.
Dude, you're telling me Wait,
Way of
Bernie
Death,
Mac
Way
is
of
dead?
Death.
When did Bernie Mac die?
Bernie Mac,
What
yeah.
the- And this concludes celeb news. Wow, dude, what a riveting tale.
Well, yeah, Mac Miller passed away. Another musician. He was. I mean, yeah. You said he did a lot of collaboration with Action Bronson.
Yeah, I heard. Well, no,
Right.
I heard a couple of things, and he also did stuff with like French Montana. Come on, I mean, I only listened to him in a passing. I wasn't like a huge fan or anything. I heard
Yeah,
some
same.
things.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of Action Bronson, but I mean, they're
Okay,
talented.
listen. I
I
think
just like
Miller was
his
talented.
aesthetic, dude. His
I
aesthetic
used to
is
like.
really on point.
I used to like Fuck That's Delicious. Sorry, that was an alright show
No.
before. It got
Yeah, that's
bad.
fine. What about Eddie Huang, fresh off the boat?
Oh, we
you
went
ever see
over
the one
this.
where he was on a bang bus?
Yeah, I do remember that one.
That was so awkward.
That was an extremely awkward episode, but there was a
If you
few awkward episodes. I think there was another episode where he's just literally sitting there and they're discussing what was it? I don't know what chef he was sitting down with, but it was just really cringy. And then the one where he
Yeah.
was with Shane Smith and Peter Lugers, that's another one I really didn't like too much.
Eddie Huang does not have like the, I don't know, the pizzazz to be like a host or an interviewer.
As the
I like
Korean-
no, I liked when he went with his dad.
Chinese.
When he went with his
Korean.
dad to back where they came from and whatnot.
Why don't they have,
Yeah,
dude?
that's-
If they had a Buddy Wong, whatever the fuck, and Bobby Lee, just get them
Bobby Lee.
together in like a.
What does
Asian
Eddie
suit.
Huang do besides walk around and eat food?
He's got a
Like, what
restaurant.
is
He's got a restaurant. He
Well,
wrote
yeah,
a
that
book.
doesn't mean you have
Restaurant?
to
He wrote a
be there.
book.
Oh.
He,
Dude, what chef
uh,
haven't?
What was it? He has a show basically.
Called a cookbook.
Yeah. No. It's actually a book. It's not a
Yeah,
cookbook.
dude, it's called ghostwriting. Yeah,
My
congratulations.
grandma's got a cookbook.
Okay,
Where's her
guys.
Vice show?
And
Yeah.
what was it? I think the other thing is he has a show like based off of his life as a kid or something. I remember. It was on.
Yeah,
TV at
I
one
saw
point.
that. That's also, I don't get it. I don't get the obsession with Eddie
You don't
Huang.
have Asian parents, dude. You obviously wouldn't get it.
Oh yeah, and people are talking all about this Crazy Rich Asians movie.
What
Have
is
you heard about that? It's this movie came out. I guess it's like this
A rom-com.
year's. It's like a romantic comedy. This year's Notebook, but with a comedic edge.
Oh,
I don't care. Looks boring. I watched part of it. It was boring.
I never watched.
It's just
any of
not
it.
for me.
yeah,
People,
but it's,
some people I saw cried
it's not.
watching it. I
Yeah,
go,
it's
okay.
not for you, dude. It's not for like I don't think any movie's made for the U.S. market.
It's like a movie watching the successful Instagram friend of yours who lives in Asia and does that shit. It's like I have there's people on my Instagram I follow that are just like I don't see them work. They're just always in like the Philippines or like doing some weird rich Asian stuff. I guess I thought that's what the movie was about, but it's a rom-com. So the movie's just basically one long Instagram story of a bunch of people rich having extravagant weddings and everything's peachy. The world continues to spin and delve into hell around us because the big one is coming. It's here. 69 massive earthquakes hit the Pacific Ring of Fire in 48 hours.
Oh, I thought we were
So
talking
it's
about.
like-
I thought we were
it's
talking
like
about movie
another
stuff.
meteor-
Shit.
Wait, isn't
Yeah.
the
No, we're
meteorite
talking about
movie?
real stuff. We're talking about the
Sorry.
news.
I saw a movie recently with Matt Damon.
Yeah.
And it was on Netflix. So I just watched it because I had nothing else to do at the time. And it's called Downsizing. It's like,
Oh.
yeah, they I guess they break the idea of how to genetically like miniature people.
Shrink.
Yeah, it's like it basically turned people into shrinky dinks, and it's like I don't know. It's an alright movie, but it's a little.
It's an alright movie.
It's not bad. I enjoyed it. Like it
So
was.
you were
it
you were
seemed
watching like a documentary for little people to
No.
find others like you, or
No, I think what the movie was really trying to touch on was the fact that like Matt Damon was in like a marriage, right, and like him and his wife were gonna downsize, right, and so all the equity they like liquidated it, right, because they have more money if they downsize, right. That's the whole thing, and he wanted to live like really extravagant rich people, and because you can do that, because as I said, if you're tiny,
Yeah, but
you're
be
not-
able to be vored and stepped on.
oh, Jesus.
No,
I
I don't
fell
know.
asleep like 3
That's the
times,
truth.
dude. I'm dozing. Sounds like a riveting movie.
That's where that movie got it stole it from those weird CGI Pornhub videos of like a woman eating a little tiny man.
Tell
that's
us
where they got the
more.
idea
Wait,
for
wait,
that.
wait, wait, wait.
It's like
What do you
fucking
mean?
consuming hentai. It's like stupid as fuck, honestly.
Like, no, the movie's The Borrowers, but for adults and equity.
It's like the Indian in the cupboard.
It's like
wanna
Hoarders.
It's
the
like
TV
the
show.
Indian in the
Yeah.
cupboard.
You want to learn how to double, triple, quadruple your equity and watch Indian in the
Downsize.
and the
Literally
Borrower.
shrink yourself
Downsize.
so you don't use any resources.
Matt Damon.
I'm
Can I
Matt
just
Damon.
let me ask this? Have you guys noticed that Netflix can't keep a fucking show running after the first season? Like they seem to throw
What
like
are you
three-
Stranger
talking?
Things.
Yeah, Stranger Things.
Stranger
fucking
Things
Orange is the
second
New
season is
Black.
complete fucking garbage. Name
Yeah, I
one
didn't like
new
it.
idea that they added in the second
Original
season.
Kimmy Schmidt. That's pretty popular.
My sister watches that. I hate that show.
Yeah, name one show. Like
That's
first
my,
seasons,
that's my
yeah.
guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
Name a single show
watch
that's
that
actually made it to the second season without just being completely
got one.
gutted. Go
I
ahead.
got one for you.
Hit me.
Narcos.
Oh
yeah,
shit!
Narcos.
Okay, that's one.
The
But it's-
Ozark.
Yeah, the Ozark's good.
Is that produced by Netflix though specifically?
Yeah.
I thought they were releasing
Safe
that from-
House with what is it?
Mhm.
What's his name? Something Hall. Can't remember what his name. The guy from Dexter. I forgot.
Yeah, me too.
I forgot his name. I know the actor. He's not bad.
I seriously thought that
He was in The
his name.
Gamer. Remember that?
The show isn't a Netflix original, but it was called Bates Motel. It was like on.
Yeah,
Isn't
that
F
shit
for
was-
Family?
that
Isn't F?
second season kind of
Yeah.
went to shit, but yeah,
Oh, I love that show. I
Yeah.
watched
Yeah.
it all. It was crazy.
F
they never
But then
did
that main,
anything.
The main,
like,
yeah, Norman Bates, the kid who played Norman Bates, I forget his name. He's also in that other show about like a
Riverdale.
doctor who has a mental disability,
He's in Riverdale.
and it's just like, why do you keep casting this kid to be a retard? Like every movie, he's like nuts or he's retarded. I mean, like let him be him. So now if I ever see him, I'm like, why is Norman Bates being retarded?
yeah, that's fair. Well, the mom was good
Does
too.
seem
Like,
like-
actually, that wasn't
The mom was
that wasn't
really
a
good.
terrible
She-
show. Like, I actually
No, it wasn't.
it kind of petered. I think that they did what 4 seasons. I want to say the fourth one kind of.
Five.
Oh, really? I
Five
haven't
seasons.
seen it.
I watched the whole thing, and the ending was great. I mean, the mom carried the show really well. Norman
Yeah,
was
yeah.
excellent in it. I started watching the show like around October because I was getting really into like watching horror films. Like, oh, this show. I didn't want to watch American Horror Story because I hate that show.
Mhm.
I
The
watched
the
it.
directing in them.
There's some good eps though. Like,
Horrible.
there,
I
I don't
watched
know.
it.
Some of them are horrible.
Yeah, it's
the first
50-50.
season I couldn't.
I didn't understand the first season. It was so goddamn all over the place. I was like, what the
It was all over the
fuck
place,
is
and the
this?
director was like, do
Well-
people think boobs are scary?
I thought they were like buying.
Like-
I thought they were buying scripts from outside like production companies for that.
It felt.
I felt like
felt
a
like
2-year-old
vomited.
put the whole thing together. Honestly, I was like, wow, this
It-
is
yeah,
fucking
the directing.
awful.
I don't like a show where the camera is shaking and it's super
Yes.
claustrophobic the whole time.
Yeah, where you
and
get
then
motion.
the plot is it's all over the place.
And then
I
the
couldn't
weird thing that
follow it.
fucks me up with that is like these the same actors for the next season, the seasons after that,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Mm.
okay, I get what you're doing, but like you'll never be that level of Outer Limits or fucking like
Mhm.
you can't do that. I don't think they can do it correctly.
That's
Like
even Outer Limits. So like I actually went back and rewatched that shit because I didn't remember shit about it. And it's like just like Stargate or any of these shows that started on Showtime and then got sold off after like 2 or 3 seasons and then just go to shit immediately when they don't. Like first episode of fucking Outer Limits, the new reboot 90s, written by fucking George R. R. Martin. And it was based on like a short story. It was actually really good. Like they had good eps, Bo Bridges, shit, and then it just kind of, I guess it's like fucking what do they call it, Night Gallery with Rod Sterling.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the next thing he does from Game of Thrones.
oh yeah, that's coming out
It's
soon.
like a sci-fi.
Yeah.
But anyways, continue with the news. Just wrapping it up so we can move on to our main creme de menthe of the episode. 69 earthquakes in the Ring of Fire, 48 hours. Japan was pretty much burning, shaking, and sinking at the same time, which is great. Had a huge typhoon, biggest I've ever seen in a while.
Nice.
Then
Yeah,
there's
we
also
gotta
an
cut out
earthquake.
that global warming, man.
Yeah, it's shaking the earth to pieces, but that's another thing.
I did, and
That's
they
just
did
San
record,
Andreas
yeah.
fault.
No, I guess Japan recorded like the highest summer temperatures they've ever had, like in the history
Yeah,
of
cause-
Japan. Yeah. Thank you. And you
Wow.
notice they just off the coast. So what's it called? Taiwan? No, I can't remember. Like, there's one large carbon dioxide producing India. Maybe it is. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it's India
Yeah.
because they have like zero
Toilets.
zero restrictions in manufacturing.
Zero
in their waste.
public pooping laws.
Whoa.
Zero public pooping laws,
Yeah.
and textile factories can just dump
Stray
their
dogs
chemicals
can
in the
just hang
water.
out wherever they want.
Thank you,
Their
Nike.
holy water.
Not bad.
And he's
Oh, I got.
worthless. But yeah,
Hang on, to stop you right there. That Colin Kaepernick thing. Just because you
I
said
literally-
Nike,
No, I don't know anything about it. Just
I'm gonna tell
literally-
you. I'm gonna run you guys
I know.
down. on this
Yeah,
real
give
quick.
me the rundown,
go ahead.
funny
Okay.
version.
that's in the news.
This is it,
Yeah.
all right? Colin Kaepernick is the face of Nike. People are spurging out and thinking they're edgy because they're going to burn their products because, you got a lot of
Yeah.
Republicans that don't usually use full capacity of their brain. Like, the whole funny part of it for me is, though, like, as a Canadian looking into it, first of all, I don't give a shit about Colin Kaepernick. And I watch NFL, he's shit stat-wise. Like, I don't give a fuck. He's just a shit player all around.
Wait,
That's why
wait,
I
Yeah,
don't
he's
like
not.
him.
He's riding it.
Yeah,
He's
like
riding it.
I literally, he's just a bad player. Like stat wise, it's just dog
Wait,
shit.
what are they burning? They're burning their Nike.
Burning Nike, no, they're burning Nike gear, like because he's the face of Nike. So all the Republicans are mad about it because he kneeled for the fucking national anthem.
Well, yeah, well, he was kneeling for the national anthem during all of the.
Well, that was the better
police
protest than
on-
opposed to sitting down.
Yeah, that
right?
was-
Kneeling
okay,
is what they do
fine.
in the army, right?
Yeah,
So
and people are going boycott the NFL.
it's like
Boycott,
so dumb.
you know, stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, blah blah blah. When we're not standing for a country and beliefs we don't follow and things we don't believe in, man, that's fine and all. But then he was like, "All right, hey Nike, hey, what's up?" Yeah, so yeah, the whole kneeling thing. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about how that was like the best thing I ever did. Fuck the NFL. My football stuff, I'm not that good anyways. But hey, listen, I believed in something. I took a risk. I'm like, what risk?
Wait, wasn't he
take
like
a
a
risk.
rookie?
Kneeled.
I don't understand. What like?
Yeah, he's not that good.
He
of
was
a
like
football
what, the
player.
15th round pick, maybe something like that. He was bad. He was low, and then he did
like a
doo-doo.
message. I can approve of a message, but I don't approve of him like then going to Nike. I'm like, hey, look,
Oh,
people are gonna love this shit.
no, but if you're
So-
there's no message there. Like, do you understand that? Like,
There is no message.
there's no
at that
message there
point.
at all because Nike literally hires like minority child labor. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
that's the funny
Hey,
part
listen.
about it all. It's like, okay, well,
Well,
that.
forever.
That's what
Like,
changed.
that's yeah.
But I mean, why not pick a better like activist though, like in a black community, like say like Larry Fitzgerald?
Yeah, not
like
Nike.
Larry Fitzgerald, like literally is a part of his community. I mean, even Marshawn Lynch,
Yeah.
like you know when she goes back to like the city of Compton where he comes from, like there's so many better
Yeah.
black athletes than
He
Kaepernick.
wipes his ass with dollar bills. Why does he just take that like millions of dollars he makes sitting on a bench on a football field and give it to his community if he loves it so much?
Yeah, like as I said,
That's my
like,
hot take on it. It's
Yeah.
fake. It's bullshit. It's media. It's attention.
Wait,
I
you're
don't
telling
care
me
about
like
it.
did
I think
Nike
both
pay
sides are
for all the
stupid.
kneeling shit? Is that what you're saying?
Both sides are stupid.
No, no.
Like-
What it is like they were like, okay, they're like, who's hot? Who's like in the up and up, right? Like, I mean, let's face facts. Like when this first started, if Trump didn't say anything about it, it would have just blown over completely. It would have been that would have been it, and nothing would have been paid more attention to it. But then Trump had to tweet about it, which made it even more irritating, which made it more of an
So
issue.
they're just capturing
Lemon in the
free
wind, yeah.
advertising.
That's
Like,
basically it. But it's like,
That's what it is. It's just
but at the end of the
advertising.
day, though, Nike hires minority child labor. So it's like, again, it's just stupidity. And if people would just step back and look at the situation and realize both parties are retarded and not to really even get involved, it would just blow over and it would be.
It stems from the age-old truth. If people are fighting over something, someone is benefiting off of it.
Oh, yeah.
That's all it is.
For sure.
But anyways, that was also in the news. Then we got on a lighter note, God, over 300 priests in Pennsylvania, all diddle
Yeah.
kids.
We had like a fucking movie about that shit like 5 years ago, like when the Boston Globe, like when they were still a newspaper.
yeah, The
and
Book
did
Thief.
researching.
Yeah,
What
that
was that
was
shit called?
Thief.
Yeah, yeah. The Book Thieves of the Boston Globe. Yeah.
No, it was a joke. Don't. It went over your head. That was
No,
a bad
no.
joke.
Yeah, if only could people go to places of worship without feeling like they're going to be.
I never look. I went to church
Molested.
for a majority of my childhood. Like I never got molested by the priest. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a.
But yeah,
Like
I feel
minority
like there's
of them?
also like a lot of churches molest people's wallets.
Yeah, that's the
Heyo, ding dong, ding 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 ding. You know, like mega
thing.
churches.
I usually
come
put
and
like a
buy our
toonie in the
Jesus
collection
lattes.
plate. You know, put a little good old Canadian toonie in the collection plate.
Put a pog, and they
some
throw it
pogs.
out like it's a demon.
I put a ball bearing. Just like.
Ball
Just
bearing?
give 'em
Some
a-
tech decks, dude. I got my tech decks.
That'd be a good prank to pull on a church. You tell everyone in your pew to put ball bearings in the plate.
Or make
then
like
when
a
they have
couple of loonies that are all magnetized and just throw it in the collection plate because it's made of metal, so it just sticks to it, and they try
No,
and
they-
take
I
it.
put a
off.
Well,
bunch of
American
Mexican
currency
junkie
isn't-
in the plate.
Generally magnetic. Sorry to break your bubble, but old.
No, I'm
school,
saying like
yeah.
make like fake currency and then just throw it in there and magnetize it. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying give real.
Just
currency.
empty your wallet. Like if you truly want whatever I can offer you, Lord, here's a couple batteries that are dead.
Yeah.
I mean,
to take
I
them out of
have
my
thrown
pocket.
fake currency in before. It's Canadian though, so I guess it is currency somewhere. I don't. Yeah.
I've put in. I've come back from like say. I remember one time we had to go for my cousin's like confirmation, and we came back from Cuba and I had like probably like $20 in pesos and I just threw that in the collection plate.
Chucking lit
Yeah.
cigars in.
I don't know. The whole
Pack of
Pennsylvania
smokes in
thing's,
there for the priests for later. Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a donation.
Anyways, the whole thing in Pennsylvania is weird. I mean,
Dude, I got
it's not an
excommunicated.
uncommon thing.
Like I
Yeah, well,
raised Catholic.
it's
I got
gonna be like-
excommunicated for for using holy water in a bong. They excommunicate you for that.
Do they?
Well, anyways,
Yeah.
the 18-month investigation covered 6 states and all the dioceses of those states. Allentown, Erie, Greensburg, Harrisburg, Pittsburgh, Scranton. Oh, I
Scranton.
like The Office.
No.
Grand jury revealed abuse cover-ups in 2 other dioceses. I don't know. I don't think much is going to come out of it. They're probably going to get 30, 40 prosecutions, maybe.
Well, they're probably all
maybe
dead.
10.
They just move around until they die. It seems to be the simple
That's true.
church answer.
Well, that's what the church does. Like, if there's an issue
Yeah.
with the priest in your fucking, town or city, they move the priest. They don't deal with the issue. They just move them.
Yeah,
That's what they've always done.
send 'em-
for the past 200 years.
send them where all
That's
of
what they've
the people are very old.
done. Oh yeah, they just rotate them. That's all they do.
It's like the Superman punishment for all the people on Krypton. They put them in a crystal and shoot them out into space.
Oh yeah.
Just a bunch of pedophiles and a bunch of crystals in space floating around. That's
Jesus.
God, that was actually a bit this British fake news network. It was like The Onion but a TV show in England. I forget the name of it. They did this whole bit that a pedophile was caught and they were gonna shoot him into space on a rocket, but also put a child who committed a terrible crime in the rocket with the pedophile and shoot it into space. And people thought it was true. People were like, "What? This is ridiculous. You can't do this. You can't. No matter what the kid did, no matter what the guy, you can't shoot him into space to die."
Yeah.
And people believed it, but that's
Wasn't it
that
a
shit's been
Doctor
going
Who
on.
episode? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's just Doctor Who. I don't know. Couple other things, speaking of burning from the Ring of Fire, we still have Northern California still on fire. The Delta Fire
That
is
happens
still gaining in strength.
either it's mudslides or fires. It always
Yeah,
happens.
months of
Yeah,
fires.
whatever.
Someone was
I don't care about California.
Wow, we
someone
built in
was
a dry
smelting.
forest. Oh no, dude! Why are these tar pits setting on fire? I'm very sad. Very sad.
What about the almonds? What about the
I feel
pistachio?
bad for everybody that lost their home in California. That's what I feel bad for.
Yeah, it
yeah,
sucks. It
dude,
just
my
makes-
poor insurance. What will I do with my fucking
Yo,
$1.2
but
million
no.
bungalow? Oh
What are
no,
you
dude.
talking about, Google? The whole thing behind this is insurance companies can't pay out that fast. Imagine how many homes. Do the math. There's no way in
Yeah.
fucking
Dude, they
hell
just get
it's gonna happen.
It's
subsidized.
awful. but
Do you want
also
to live in
on
a
the bright side-
gymnasium for 20 weeks? Because I fucking don't.
No, you just
Yeah,
get the
like-
fuck out of California. It's as simple. There's a huge
No,
exodus.
no,
on
that's
the
the
bright
solution. Let's
side.
just move.
You gotta look on the bright side, guys.
Yeah.
Gotta look on the bright side. Every meal you have there now, it's gonna have a nice, sweet, smoky smell.
Oh,
Think about that.
yeah. The beef jerky industry
you don't
is
need to go to
taking off.
Texas for a barbecue. Everything tastes smoked and delicious.
Have you ever
and then
met
last-
anybody who lives in LA or the LA area that is content
Yeah.
with living in the LA area?
Some people.
Yeah.
Really?
Some people,
Who?
some people love it. They love the hustle and the bustle and the heat,
And
the
the
treats.
traffic
Yeah.
and the really?
It's,
Yeah,
just,
some
it's the
people
same
love
people
Redwood,
that
maybe.
love
Just
living
don't
in
want cars.
Toronto. It's just the same thing, more or less. to
Well,
me.
I can even I don't know. I've heard nothing but bitching and moaning for 20 years from every person I know that's moved to California, regardless of
Who?
job or employment or whatever.
Are
I
you
know
talking about
several
Mark?
people.
Is that what you're talking about?
No, fuck, absolutely not. No, I mean people with jobs and bank accounts, people who actually work
Ooh,
at tech
zinger.
companies and shit. So then they're making fucking $90,000 to $120,000 a year, and they can barely afford. Their licensure for just having a car is fucking ridiculous.
Yep.
You need $700 inspections. You need fucking insurance is redonkulous. You're still driving at 5 miles per hour or 90
talking
miles
about
per hour.
insurance. Jesus.
Yeah. Hey, well, the last, all you got to do, the secret to life is live off the grid, live off of dumpster food. There's plenty
Yeah.
to go around.
Yeah.
But last bit of news before we move on to our main subject for today, our main discussion. Nordstrom, they're not dying. Retail isn't dying.
Oh,
People,
you were
people talk about malls.
I feel like
dying.
this. Look, honestly, I feel like this topic was kind of last minute, kind of put in because, look, I don't know what you're talking about in the sense of retail places dying. Because every time I still go to the mall on a fucking Saturday, it's still rammed. So I don't know what the hell you're talking.
Well,
about.
it's just because
Retail
Sears
dying.
went out of business. Fucking.
Well, Sears was kind of
Yeah.
a crappy company.
They used to hit.
You wanted to go. You bought a fridge from them, and then how they handled the situation. If
Yeah,
something
yeah.
happened, they were horrible
But,
with dealing with returns.
Dude, ask any
It's a nightmare.
mechanical person if you still buy Craftsman or try to. If after dealing with cheap Walmart tools or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Like
But-
Canadians go into that Craftsman is like Mastercraft, which is like the Canadian Tire. Funny. No, it's not shit all of it, mind you, but a lot of it is usually shit. So it's funny.
I mean, nowadays, yeah. Like they didn't have, they got rid of the
we have
lifetime
Craftsman
warranty, like
too.
5 years ago.
I mean, but
and
look at other stores. I mean, you had an old standby was like Marshall Fields. That's that got replaced by Macy's. Macy's
I love me some Old Navy. Let me tell you, man. I love me some
Old Navy's
Navy,
still
baby.
good. J.C. Penney, I don't know about
You
that.
tell me
Lord
a
and Taylor,
store.
I don't know about that.
You tell me a store where you can go and get a nice. What was it? Fuck, we were talking about it earlier.
nice
pack
autistic
of shirts?
feeling hug
What?
box shirt. Dude, I was
Yeah,
looking up,
no.
like hug shirts and shit where they got like like a fucking like a
What?
thunder jacket for humans in like a vest form. You're not.
No,
Of course
the
you love
fucking
I
Old
don't know
Navy.
about that.
no, the fucking what was it? The soft wash fucking t-shirts, $5.
Soft walk t-shirts.
All right,
I have
$5.
and they are
sensitive
great,
skin.
great fabric. Love them. Keep them up.
They are.
$5. Can't go wrong. Can't go
They're
wrong
also the
with
best place to go to get clothing.
shit
before
jeans
the
for
new
God's
school
sakes
year
for work.
starts.
Honestly.
Oh yeah.
Except some of the stuff is a little expensive. Some jeans there.
No,
are
yeah, but you
fucking
can find
expensive.
ones that are like $5, and you just
Yeah.
go, and I'm gonna use
Like,
it
they
for
have
work, right? So I don't really care.
You go there shopping, something's like $60, and then the next day it's on sale for $30, and you end up taking it back, and they're like, "Oh, I don't know, can't." Hey, here's the receipt. Take it.
Welcome
Anyways,
to
like
the Deal
Nordstrom's
Hunters
shares went up like
podcast.
10.94%. God, $58 after market trading on Thursday. So they're like soaring. I haven't
It's
been
fine,
to a Nordstrom
dude.
in a while.
Did you guys see
Last time I went to a
fucking?
Nordstrom, I had soup.
You see Tesla's fucking stock crash? Like,
Oh yeah,
holy
smoking
Tesla's
weed on Joe
crashes.
Rogan, baby.
No, he already lost like 2 more execs. I think that's
Oh,
like
really?
the entire
Oh,
senior
yeah.
staff. Yeah, like earlier in the day, I think that's why he was smoking. Poor Elon.
That'll
Oh.
stick it. That'll stick it to your workers that can't smoke weed, but you can because you're rich and affluent.
Exactly.
Stick it to them.
I don't think. they
Anyways, that
post
was
this, but
that was our hot topics for today. Hot topics in the news of Sunday. What's
where
been
to
going on
find
this
deals, dude?
week?
Nothing.
Where to find deals? But anyways, today we're gonna be talking about, as we talked about games before. We talked about music sometimes. We're gonna combine the two. We're gonna talk about some of our favorite game OSTs, songs from games, like original scores. Not like you play a game, like I don't know, one of the what is that open world crime game called?
Crackdown.
L.A.
Or
Noir.
like Crackdown or GTA. That's just filled with other people's music. It gets a little. GTA still has some cool original scores, I mind you, but still the game's saturated with other outside media and music. Talking about original scores to games, made from the ground up for the game.
Mm.
Just we're gonna each give our, we're all gonna go around with
Yeah,
our
hit
number
one.
threes
Or yeah,
and then twos,
exactly.
and our top faves. But I mean, in general, I think like through the years, I mean, if I've ever had like soundtracks to games, I've like when I was little, I bought the Sonic Adventures and Sonic Adventures 2 soundtrack on CD.
Yeah, oh yeah. Everybody used to when you didn't know what to
Sound.
buy, and you didn't like fucking. You're like, well, pop music is kind of garbage.
Yeah.
You're like buying soundtracks because you get
You're
some
at Sam
variety.
Goody.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
looking for some music. Oh, look, game OSTs. Hell yes, I want a game
Stealing-
OST.
I had a buddy walk out with a DVD player once from Sam Goody. Like he just literally just fucking
What's,
stuck it in his pants and walked
What's
out. Like,
Sam Goody? What is that?
wow, dude!
a
It's
music store.
let me get the Canadian version. It's called what would be a good Canadian version of Sam Goody?
I don't know what
Chuck.
Sam Goody is.
Chuck Bad.
Blockbuster.
What is it? A rental? Like
Blockbuster still?
what, a rental?
Yeah, it's
No,
it's
it's
where
like
you rent
it's a music
CDs.
store.
Yeah, no,
What?
it was,
I could buy them. I never rented
What?
them.
What are you
can buy
talking about?
CDs. No, it was like a music store. You just buy CDs.
It was a music store.
Oh,
So
so like
you get a
HMV
cassette.
and Music World and shit like that. Okay, gotcha. I got you.
No,
Sorta,
VH1,
yeah. They had like lots of different stuff there, but I mean, I remember I used to always go to like, oh, there was a game section. I thought that was nuts. You can get the soundtrack to like, of course you had like Final Fantasy, then the Halo soundtrack. You could
Yeah.
buy that on CD.
Sorry.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
What's
You
that
just
shit?
listen to the theme.
Steve Vai,
only. Yeah.
Halo 2, that sick guitar riff.
Yeah.
Chris, that's our honorable mentions. We got Halo, all the Halo music was amazing. Halo 1 and
Yeah.
Halo 2. Halo 3 was okay. I mean, it was all
Until
just
Bungie
rehashed.
died. Never forget.
Bill,
God of War actually.
Bungie's still
I'm
alive.
teasing House a little bit because he plays,
It's okay.
God of War had
Played
a
Destiny.
good soundtrack too, actually.
Yeah.
The new God of War had
New
an
one- new
amazing
one was
soundtrack. There's some
especially really
other.
good.
Have you played it? Is it like have you played the new one?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's good.
Is it
It's
good?
really
I have it. Yeah, I
Like,
play
I
it.
mean,
really
the
good.
mechanics. I don't give a shit about story.
No, you'll like it. You'll like. I know you, and I love how you like Dark Souls and Bloodborne. You'll definitely like the
Yeah,
new
it
fighting
actually
mechanics.
Don't
feels like
insult me, dude.
Yeah.
You've never played Bloodborne. How would you
Bloodborne.
know?
I don't really care about it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
No,
Don't
you
really-
should.
It's
Like, dude,
okay.
I would loan you my PS4 just for you to sample Bloodborne. Because even if you don't like Dark Souls, Bloodborne is the game for people who don't like Dark Souls. That's what
I don't
that's
have
what
an
makes
issue
it
with Dark
so-
Souls. I never had a problem.
No,
with
no,
Dark
you know what I
Souls.
mean. It's like
He just doesn't like
there's something different.
cool stuff.
Yeah, it's like there's
What?
something so much more gratifying about it. as
Wait, I don't like
combat.
Like,
ghoul
just doesn't like
stuff.
cool stuff.
Or cool.
No,
stuff.
cool stuff. I guess there's
Ghoul,
ghouls
dude.
in
You don't like
Bloodborne.
ghouls and ghosts, dude. There's
You
a
don't like ghouls
soundtrack.
and goblins.
Yeah,
Holy
that
shit.
I love that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, no.
Was it
Halo
ghoul
and of course
or
we had.
goblins and ghouls.
What do I
What's the
got?
other
Yeah,
soundtrack
honorable
I was just
mention. I'd have
mentioning?
to throw in fucking. I never played Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles.
What are you
but
talking about? The Red
Caravan-
Alert 2 soundtrack. Get real, guys.
Yeah, well,
Come
that's
on.
good too. Yeah. But the fucking the Crystal Caravan Crossroad, like the soundtrack to the commercial, only good
Yeah.
thing. Like I don't even play Final Fantasy since like 3 or
I've
5.
never played Final Fantasy ever.
It's pretty.
It's hit and miss with me.
Yeah,
So, some of the games I
7.
like, some of the games I don't
yeah.
don't like.
I played what was it? Link to the Past
10.
and like most basic
7,
Zelda
10.
games back in the day, but I never had I never wanted to play a Final Fantasy game. It never was interesting to me.
Well, the only reason I ever played Final Fantasy is Link to the Past came out, and I spent like a year beating that game like in its entirety with a strategy guide. My buddy had a PlayStation, and he was working on like a level 99 like fucking Final Fantasy 7 run, like just like the ultimate. Like, he's like 600 hours in, and we swapped, and he ended up beating Link to the Past in like under 2 days. He's like, "Oh yeah, you don't play RPGs?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm like level 12." He's like, "Yeah, no, we'll trade back now. It's fine. It's okay." So like I say, I played it for like like 20 hours maybe, and got nowhere.
I mean, music-wise in games, music is like stuff that stuck out to me, but not my favorite stuff like what I've listened to recently, but just like GoldenEye for the N64 had
Yeah.
awesome soundtrack for what it was at the time.
Yeah.
Turok also had some interesting music.
Ooh, Turok, dude. There's a
N64.
classic.
yeah,
It's a
Turbo.
classic.
Well, not being able
I
to
love
see
the
anything.
monkey sounds in the game. Like when you
Yeah,
have the
Ape
game,
Escape,
like, when
best soundtrack ever.
Oh, dude.
Wah, wah.
What was that? What was that arcade and then
Metal Slug had
arcade
the
and then-
best soundtrack.
Yes,
Metal
there
Slug
we
has
go.
a good
Metal
That's a
Slug too.
fact,
Holy
so.
shit! Yeah.
I grew up on Metal Slug. Metal Slug was my favorite.
But there's countless games, countless songs to the games that we love and grew up with. And I think it would be acceptable for all of us to give our top
Third?
3, starting with at the third.
Yeah.
How about Prods? What's your
Oh,
number 3?
come on. Mine's funny. All right. Mine's the sea shanties from Black Flag. Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Really?
Yeah, they were so good. Like, I mean, I was never a fan. Like, I was never a fan of Assassin's Creed games in general until that game came out. Like,
Yeah.
I played it. I remember disclaimer alert. I did torrent it at first, and then I did buy it. But I torrented it, I played a bit of it, and I was like, this is fucking good. And I was like, okay, so I bought it.
It was the same time you
That
played.
was a Assassin's Creed game I liked.
Yeah.
Isn't that
the
like
one I
when
really
you
liked.
play? It came out that you play in Origin. We're doing all kinds of extra. monitoring
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
So, like,
That's when I was
same
like,
thing, but I ended up buying it. 'Cause
yeah,
it was
I
such
bought
a
it
great fucking-
on Origin because or the Uplay bullshit because I was like, oh man, I like this game, and then it's funny, you're like going through the seas, you're just going around doing your objectives and shit, like randomly looking for like ships to pick off, and it's like fucking the sea shanties come up, like Homeward Bound, like fucking.
Yeah, and the glitches, dude. There were some.
Oh, the
great
glitches were
fucking-
so hilarious.
Like that alone made that game totally
Yeah.
worth. I would.
The boats were the main selling point for that game for me. Because the last like Assassin's Creed game I played before that was like Brotherhood 2.
Yeah.
The one that ends with like you're in the Vatican and
Yeah,
you end
yeah.
up finding out there's aliens under the Vatican. I was like, fuck this.
They've run
I
out
don't
of
care
ideas.
anymore.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
like this game.
Like they're done. They have nothing left to.
I'm done.
contribute.
Good God, the Pope is an alien. It's like, what am I playing? This is Mass Effect. I don't care anymore. But God, yeah, I love the sea shanties were pretty cool in that game because you'd be like, you had an option to like start sea shanty, right? Did you
Yeah,
have like
yeah.
an option to tell
You
your
did,
people
yeah,
to start
You
singing?
could select. I think like they added it later where you could.
Oh yeah. That's why I like the game Sea of Thieves so much, because
Yeah, have you played that? I was gonna ask. Like, I've seen
Sea of
that
Thieves
they-
is one of my
You had to
favorite
collect
PvP
though. You had to
games.
collect the
Really?
other sea shanties though. You actually had to collect the good ones. Like
Yeah.
Like it was
Well,
fun.
that's the thing is like I've been contemplating getting Sea of Thieves. I know it's still $60 in the Windows Store.
What
and
is
I
that
know
game
it added
about?
a bunch. It's literally like
It
it's
is
like
literally-
Black Wake. Like only you can't
Yeah,
really
it's a
ram
little
people,
cooler.
kind of. Yeah, it's
Okay.
like better.
It's
But the
open
wave is, like-
ocean. There's islands. You are on a ship. You can have a ship of 3 people, 2 people, or 4. You can have a galleon, like the one between a galleon and
Yeah.
a sloop, and they're all different. You have a captain who's piloting, driving the ship. Then you also have your whole crew has to man the sails. And literally all I do with my friends in that game is hunt people that you see. Oh, they just left an island. They probably got treasure. You hunt them down. You sink them. You scream at them with megaphones. You puke on them. It's the most like player versus player like interaction. I've had the most amazing experiences playing that game.
I'll pick that shit up.
And you can do
Like,
shanties.
Yeah,
and play
that's
an
the
accordion.
you can everybody can have their own like separate instrument. You can like all play
Yeah.
at once or whatever. So you just roll up on
Yeah.
a ship and people are just playing shanties while everybody
Yeah,
looks at the map.
We usually attack ships while singing Ginyu Force Rules and jump on the ship with accordions, and they're just screaming at us. Because it's cross-platform, by the way, so if you're a PC player and you go
really?
against an Xbox crew, you destroy them and they call you hackers, and it's the funniest shit.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
It's so fun.
You know, it's funny.
It's so fun.
It's funny that you're talking about like singing in game because I remember the one time that me and Google and a couple other friends were playing Reign of Kings, and I basically like they were gathering stuff, and I was like, oh, okay,
like we're
right.
building a fucking base on some server that has high XP in a terrible fucking game. And literally this kid sat there and spent like 6 hours trying to figure out first how to play Rickroll, and then how to like you figured out in the process of that Celine Dion My Heart Will Go On as we're launching trebuchets into other people's castles, just like,
Yeah, and then I got
soundtrack. Oh.
I got you to play the drums, like in like the drum that you could pick, and then I was playing the flute you had, and I was playing My Heart Will Go On, and then I was doing the fucking Song of Storm. So I was just running
Dude, the
around.
first-
doing
Yeah.
it.
One of our buddies, Ellie, like rolled up, like he bought the game. He rolled up, he ran across a map. It's like a custom map. He runs across. We had just built a gallows, so like the first 10, like he spends like an hour running to us, like lost as fuck, and lo and behold, Prods here just lynches him while playing Celine Dion My Heart Will Go On. It was probably the greatest.
Yeah. That's a great thing. I love when games have music that you can then play. Like Rust had a guitar you could play like idiotically, but it was still great. You'd walk out into a battlefield, people like, okay, that other clan wants to kill us. We're gonna send you as a peace treaty. We're gonna fill you with a bunch of gunpowder. Carry this guitar and play as you walk to the other team. And my friend's sitting next to me on the computer watching. He's like, okay, I got the guitar. I'm fully naked and I'm filled with gunpowder. And I'm walking out through a field playing this guitar like an idiot. And all of a sudden I just get shot in the head.
See that?
And then a
Like
huge
that's why.
firefight breaks out.
Yeah, like Sea of Thieves looks amazing in that sense. It's like I've
It
watched.
is an amazing game.
Yeah, like people just playing as police, like pulling other people's ships over, like jumping on, like putting their anchor down to be like, let me
Yeah.
see your cargo here, ma'am. Let me see your cargo.
Yeah.
Put the cargo on the
Oh,
ground.
yeah.
Like stealing people's chickens and shit. Like it just looks so
Yeah.
autistically hilarious.
If you go to housechan.twitch.tv, I have like over 100 videos of that game. Just
Dude,
like
we should-
horrible
yeah.
shit I've witnessed.
Let's play this
It's
shit. Dude,
great.
if it's
Should play.
cross-platform, like
Yeah.
I've seen
It is.
so many videos on YouTube. Like I go and fucking, I'm like, I don't want to spend $60, but then I keep watching accusations, like of people, like obviously,
Yeah,
like
I
Xbox-
have a folder on my computer of people that will message me on Xbox linking me a video of me killing them and go, see, you hacked. I'm like, I don't see any evidence of me hacking. It just, like, there's a guy's like, oh, yeah, you think you're going to get to me with that sword? I got a sniper rifle. And I just, like, pop up right next to him. So I'm just good at closing gaps, and I shoot him in the face with a shotgun.
Dude, if we could,
And they always, like, send me recordings of it. And I have to just, like, people get so mad in that game because, like, they'll spend hours collecting treasure. And right as they're about to sell it, my crew will show up and will steal all the treasure and sink their boat in like a millisecond. It's such a fun game.
That's the thing is, I assume sloops are the faster, so you could just run two sloops and
But
completely run.
galleons are faster in the wind. Sloops are slower going into headwind. It's a great game. But anyways, moving on. Talk about pirates. Pirates are great. I
Yeah.
love pirates.
Dude,
All
we should
things
get a
pirates.
pirate game and go ham.
Yeah.
Prods, what's... I mean, no, not Prods. We're moving on to
Yeah.
Google. Google, what's your number 3?
I have to go with What, Mega Man 2? Wily's theme? I know it's kind of played out at this point. Honestly, I'll just say everything from Mega Man. Like, the entire Mega Man series.
It's
It's just-
that. That's actually really
It's
good.
up there.
I'm surprised I
Yeah.
didn't even actually think that is good. That is a really good one.
Yeah, I'm a big...
Mega Man had
old school.
Yeah, that was
Right? So many gems. Like Mega Man 3,
Yeah.
Mega Man 1, everything. Like, there's at least one song that you cannot get out of your head for a week.
Oh
On
yeah.
each one.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah. Easy pickings.
Mega Man 2. I never got into Mega Man as much, but the music I always knew. It always stood out to me. Also inspired like a bunch of speedcore later on in life.
Yeah, I mean, anything from Capcom that era. Like, even like look at the Street Fighter soundtrack. Like, shit. So good.
Well, that's classic. 1988 Capcom.
Oh, Street Fighters.
It was a good time.
Streets of Rage.
What do you got as your
God, I
number
don't
3,
know.
Housey? What do you got?
Was Mega Man 2 your favorite Mega Man, or just the music from it?
Probably, well, see, I can't even say. I'm just going to throw Wily's theme from Mega Man 2, because there's like, I'd have to, it's like, yeah, you should too, like going through 100 songs to tell you the top 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not easy to do once you kind of put on the
is.
wire about it.
Yeah.
Man, my number 3 is probably gonna have to be Chrono Trigger's main theme.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on, I want to give it as a listen.
Yeah. That's the orchestral version. It was like done in, I think there was.
Oh yeah, this is good. This is yeah. I get why you.
There's so
definitely
many
know
good,
this.
like Chrono Trigger has, that's enough.
Mine's similar. My
so
top
good.
pick's something similar to Chrono Trigger, but I mean mine is a little bit more odd, like very obscure.
I just love the breakdown part.
It's good.
The trumpet comes in.
Yeah.
You know, the bongos coming in. Oh,
Yeah,
just
it's
like,
like
I don't know.
Earthbound. Like Earthbound's another fucking gem.
Yeah.
Of, yeah. And I don't even.
I was gonna go Chrono Cross, but Chrono Trigger was just, I think, just way more prolific to me. Like the song is just so good. It's like what other turn-based games kind of try to copy that aesthetic, but like they nailed it.
It's like the
Just this
fucking
funky groove to it.
Final Fantasy fucking
Sticks out.
completion music.
Yeah, Final Fantasy kind of was a little more listy in some of their music.
There's some like that's the thing, it's
Grand.
like there's some gems, like some, you know, some spiced up. Like depending on the
Yeah.
Final Fantasy, like depending on what toys they have to work with, like they have at least one good composer that probably quit and went to Capcom or Nintendo eons ago. You know, that they're just like pillaging like everything else at Capcom, like just
Yeah.
like, oh, that was a great idea. Like, thanks. Oh, you quit? Oh, very sad. It's like Bandai Namco. They just lose all of the good. Like name the last.
I just like,
yeah.
I just like music that has multiple steps to it. It's not just one thing the whole time. It like evolves as you listen to.
Yeah, you want like a
Chrono
composer.
Trigger is a great
Composer.
example of it.
Yeah, there's somebody
There
who's
are a lot of songs that do it similar.
well, like that's the thing. Is like the entire. If I remember, like Chrono Trigger, like the entire soundtrack is like that shit is like an orchestra composition. Like the whole soundtrack is
Yeah.
one like Vivaldi, like the Four Seasons. Like it's one continuous gem.
Of just excellence through and through. Just fun music. But even listening to the original Chrono Trigger's soundtrack, even the original, the 8-bit version, still really good. Still awesome to listen to. Like when you're playing it on a handheld or you're playing it, and it's just fun to listen to. It's a fun little ditty. But then you hear a lot of subtlety, like to put that much emotion and put that much like structure into just a little beeping video game song. I always am amazed by how heavy it comes through. And then you hear it played by like its true intended orchestral version, and it's an amazing song. But I don't know, that was my number 3. So we'll go back to Prods. What's your number 2?
Well, come on. I think anybody can guess what my number 2 is. I honestly think
Quake.
What?
Quake.
No, not Quake. Doom. It's it's gonna be Doom. Doom's soundtrack's so good. Well, I mean,
Original 2016.
no, the newer one. I mean, I would obviously do the original, but the original one's not super in depth as like the fucking the new one with like.
Oh,
You got like Mick Gordon does like a
Mick Gordon.
It's like a fucking amazing like masterpiece that is just so good, like it's insane.
He did a lot of work and just himself, just like going out
Yeah.
and finding all these old like Russian synthesizers and getting these sounds. You know, the BFG division from Doom, Fight Like Hell is really well made. It's just like it's just a song that's so dynamic.
Have you ever seen the hour-long thing where he's like in a conference and explains how he does it? He like uses imagery in the synthesis process of it, and he puts like the pentagram in it, or he'll write something in it and see if it like it's just so cool like what he does.
Yeah. Well, you also explained a cool thing of how to make bass more loud and distorted, but also come through
without making that
clearer.
generic wong noise that they
wom.
movies.
He made the high distortion and then the low distortion. He separated them, and then instead of it both fighting over the one signal, he made them into two separate signals. I mean, he just really outdid it. But him structuring the music the way he did it, because he's done like fighting games before. Yeah, that other FPS game, I forget what it was called.
Well, it's like, you could always respect a dude who actually understands the basic of fucking sound mixing. Like somebody who actually like understands, like, oh, just peaking, continue. Like that's my number one complaint with SoundCloud. Is like that nobody does any kind of mastering. It seems
but
like like there's very few.
You're comparing like literally like oranges to fucking rocks because
No, like dude, there have been many a SoundCloud artists
that are good. Definitely
that do actually have some understanding of like audio engineering. Like
I think these days there's a lot of confusion around mastering has to be loud. Like the louder it is, the better. Really, everything should sound good and nothing should be fighting for its sound. Like nothing should be cutting anything else out. Everything should be loud.
Yeah, it's
but
like the
not
classic.
too loud. It should just be able to be heard.
Yeah, like
it doesn't need to be super loud.
Got my CD player in the car, but it's so quiet. I'm like, it's because it's 0 dB. Like it should be. Like it's
I know.
or -10. Like the
exactly.
Yeah.
But no, I think one of my favorite songs from the Doom OST was it was the Mind at the end of the game.
Oh.
The final boss.
Yeah.
What was the final boss called?
The mother brain thing. Like the
and Doom?
Cyber brain.
What about Doom?
Yeah.
Yeah, Doom.
Cyber brain.
I think it's Cyber, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Cause Cyber, no, it's not.
Cyborg
Cyber
and
Demon's
the
like the
brain.
fucking midway, and then
Yeah, Cyber
something-
brain. Yeah.
Is it Cyber?
Tarantula, third dog.
I should fucking know this. I don't.
Images. John
It's-
Ramiro's head.
Okay,
No, it was called Mastermind.
yeah, Mastermind. I don't know.
Why did they rename? Didn't they rename it? Like
No,
wasn't it
that's the
something-
original.
Mastermind
No, it's the original name.
is such an amazing. I remember I was
Cyber
like,
Demon
really
soundtrack's
in a-
better though.
Yeah, Cyber Demon's really good, but I think one of my favorite songs in the first the BFG division was also great. But holy crap, Mastermind's boss music! If you just listen to the whole thing, usually when you fight the boss, you kill it so quickly.
Yeah, well, that was
On an
like-
easy or medium difficulty, yeah, but like on
On
a
an
harder
easy, medium
difficulty,
difficulty.
no.
On hard, I still can't really. You don't pay as much attention to the music because it's
You're worried about dodging
How-
everything. I'm
how
sorry.
you're playing. It does affect how the music plays, so it's always like ducking the audio out or changing where the
I mean,
song
that's
is.
another gem that I have to say is like, of all like, I mean, not only just the kind of visceral that you get like this visceral feedback in the actual gameplay, but then the fact that they spent so like a lot of games have tried to do that. You know, like tried to like match to pace player experience to actual sound
Yeah.
cues and stuff.
He
but
did it.
It's
He, like,
unreal.
perfected it.
Like that engine alone, I would assume that it could
Oh,
sell
yeah.
for
Like
fucking
that's what
anything.
they
Like,
did though in that. Like when it would pick
Oh,
up for spawns, oh my god! Like once
Yeah.
once you knew shit was going down, it would fucking crank up the tone. Like you would like music would
Yeah.
speed up and you knew shit was happening. It's like oh fuck,
Yeah,
here
yeah.
we go.
Yeah.
And on a hard
Or
difficulty, you're
then
like
even
fuck.
during the fight, there'd be a lull between the fight, and the music would then have a lull. It was like perfect because
Yeah.
that was the hardest part about games. Is like they have a song for this one room or this one level, and all they would do is just either pan the audio in, pan the
Yeah.
audio out. That's all they ever
Well,
did.
yeah.
This was like the song was so many facets and so many levels.
in the old
In
DJ
Mastermind,
days,
if you-
yeah, they call that shit
yeah.
slam shifting. You know, like
Yeah.
when you got
Yeah.
to like just like shitty fucking DJ slam shift it. Like, yeah,
Holy crap. If you just listen to Mastermind though, like in the car, it is like
Yeah.
it's a prime example of him adding the fuzz and then the bass below it, those two different signals. It just makes it sound so loud. It sounds like just as loud and as deep and heavy as that 9-string guitar he was using on the whole OST. But Mastermind is such a good. I love it. It's like industrial metal. I don't know. I really
yeah,
like Doom.
Yeah, like that's the thing too. Like I'll throw this in. Like the Quake soundtrack, like the original Quake soundtrack, is just like it's a terrible musical soundtrack, but it's like an atmospheric,
Yeah.
you know, like it's like an atmospheric fucking like chuck it to the wind piece. Like
It got something across.
yeah,
It did- it
exactly,
did
like
what it was
visceral.
intended to
That's the
do.
thing too, is I've seen it done in other games where they got like 1 minute sound clippets for the, you know, the score and stuff, and and you can kind of tell like the repetitiveness after like the first 10 minutes of hearing the same kind of low song, and I didn't get that. Like that's the kind of thing, is it's almost like they make 2 or 3 full soundtracks and then seamlessly blended between them, and I have no fucking idea how. Like it's
Yeah.
like I was like, yeah, I was playing through trying to listen for like when they would switch, you know, like when it would transition from one, and I got, you know, it's not just like, it's like you have to pre-plan or it's not, it doesn't feel scripted, but it actually functions like it's scripted, I guess. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's truly amazing. Like the engineering that went into Doom as a whole. Like Mick Gordon's a fucking monster. Like it's ridiculous.
I can't wait for Doom Eternal.
Yeah, Jesus,
We're all
I've been
excited for
excited for a long time for that one now.
Okay, but moving on
Yeah, sorry.
to Google, what's your number 2?
Number 2, what I would have to do, like, okay, so original Castlevania soundtrack. Like, first time I ever played Castlevania on an NES was on a Famicom, like an actual, like, buddy's dad used to go to Japan constantly. The thing about the Famicom versus the NES is there's like 8 more voice channels in it. So if you like listen to the difference between the Castlevania NES MIDI version and like the actual Akujaju, whatever the fuck, like the original Famicom version, it's like a completely different song. There's like actual bass and there's like, you know, it's funky.
That's kind of
rhythm.
cool.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I never knew that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I definitely put that. It's like, it's a tie.
I had to play Castlevania with like the audio barely
Right.
audible.
Yeah.
Because I was playing it in a Pizza Hut. On a,
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
They had these little desk computers. It was like a blue plastic case with like a Famicom in it or something.
Oh, it's a good idea.
But it was like you couldn't hear it. You just could. It was free to play. Like if you in a Pizza Hut, you were able to sit down and just play Castlevania
It sounds
with like a little keyboard.
like we have a bar,
It was weird.
like a bar in my town that they some dude is a MAME enthusiast, and so they have like a big screen projector that some dude loaded like every single MAME game in the history of arcades, and so for 50 cents, like you play any arcade game that's ever come out and hit, like it's fucking amazing. So you have people
That's cool.
lining up around the block at the bar, not even to drink, just to drop quarters on a fucking arcade machine, which is just nuts.
Yeah, there's a couple bars. Like I went to a bar like that in Kenosha, and it was like called like 8-Bit or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like it's okay bar. It's kind of like weird. At night, it was just like turned into like this like rap DJ, like moment to mix, and they had like the Sub-Zero mixed cocktail. I remember I had like 4 of those and then a hookah at the bar too. It's a weird bar.
Yeah, it's like a
And I just
classic.
and then all these
hodgepodge.
arcade machines. And I
Yeah.
was just playing like, God, Mortal Kombat and the old Ninja Turtles
What
game.
Mortal
Teenage Mutant
Kombat,
Ninja
bro?
Turtles.
Dude, Simpsons, like the classic showbiz Simpsons.
Yeah, and they all said The Simpsons there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but was it
I love
MK1 or
those
2?
It was MK1. I believe.
MK1 is so fucking
Or 3.
hard.
3 Ultimate, dude. 3 Ultimate.
No, MK2, like the way it's designed,
Brutal, yeah.
it's like
brutal.
retarded. Like it literally, it starts mirroring what you're doing, and then it just
Yeah,
knows
yeah,
what
game cheats.
No, it cheats. It reads your inputs
Yeah.
for like
Yeah.
button controls. That's what it used to do. So it would block preemptively, which is so fucking dirty.
Yeah. I mean, the AI, like the AI for that. When you have to fight yourself in MK2,
Yeah,
that was like
yeah.
the fucking, like 3 in, like fuck you, you're done. Good game. Like
Yep.
the ultimate quarter eater.
Yep. Just beat the shit out of you in the corner of the screen.
Yeah, dude, like look all
I've
like
been
there were certain
defense.
characters too that you could that like Jade, the AI for Jade was some
Yeah,
for
that's
some
what it is.
reason,
It would
like,
preemptively
yeah, yeah.
read your hits. That's what it. That's
Yeah,
what-
yeah, like
always
complete
Fucking
bullshit.
bullshit,
Like
yeah.
you could, yeah,
That was when
Oh, man,
Noob
well-
was put in too. I think MK2.
yeah.
Yep. That was a good
Yeah.
game.
Classic
Good classic
Reptile.
experience.
What about you?
I guess for my number 2, I'm gonna do I guess it's a 2-song thing, but it's part of the same game. They're both the same song, kind of technically. Bloodborne, OST. That whole game's amazing,
Mhm.
but holy crap! I remember the first time I fought the Bloodstarved Beast,
Yeah.
and the music during that fight is so good. It was like a werewolf monster movie kind of sound.
Yeah, it's like
to
a
it,
horror
but then
film. Yeah,
cathedral.
exactly. Yeah.
It was so good. it was so like, just like when you see it in this horrifying music and this thing lunging at you and poisoning you, and the music just matched it, and like you didn't know what the hell the thing was gonna do. The monster was so weird. So it was like, it kind of had like this lunging thing. They kind of copied it in Dark Souls 3 with the Boreal Knight.
Well, yeah, that's it.
But-
The first like 2 stages certainly. That's kind of the
Yeah,
that's
but-
the other thing. Is like every enemy, you know, every boss has 3 stages, and it's on the third one that you just get. You're like halfway into their life bar when the third stage starts.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a bad time.
Yeah.
It's good shit.
Like, I loved Bloodborne for its H.P. Lovecraft without the racism. people hate H.P. Lovecraft just because, like, oh, you know how racist. I'm like, who gives a shit? Mark Twain was racist. I don't give a. He made cool sci-fi Cthulhu shit. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
I look past, like, Shadow over Innsmouth. The whole Bloodborne game was basically based off of one of my favorite stories by H.P. Lovecraft,
Well,
Shadows over Innsmouth.
Yeah, they did several stories, like, you know, like
Several.
Yeah, it's kind of
Mostly the last DLC.
Yeah,
was
yeah.
mostly inspired by Shadow over Innsmouth, but the whole Cthulhu thing and H.P. Lovecraft. But the music was just so dun, 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 dun. It was so like horror movie-esque. You're fighting basically a werewolf that's like turned inside out and starved for blood. And that song is pretty much the same. They kind of carry the same tune over for when you fight. I think it was the first Lawrence when you fight her in the last DLC.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like another version of that song. It's, I don't know, that song as well from the OST of Bloodborne's second DLC, The Old Hunters.
Yeah, it's like
I'm
just
looking
a
at the
whole
boss fight right now, and I'm like,
Yeah, I'd say it's more like a fucking Dance of the Nights. You know, like it seemed like the DLC had more of like a Dance of the Nights feel, like where you feel like you're, the music wise, that you're like kind of going back and forth. And like
I'm a sucker for organs. I'm a sucker
yeah.
for cathedral sounding things.
Who isn't?
That's
why
just
I
Bloodborne.
loved- Oh fuck! What is that? What is that fucking movie that I don't even remember? Never mind. Doesn't matter.
Oh, I guess the other song was also, all the songs kind of have similarities. Well, of course, the one everyone really loved from Bloodborne was the Cleric Beast. I mean, this is like what three songs I'm naming, but they're all kind of the same. Bloodborne is like one cohesive piece of music, I find, and like the Cleric Beast, music for that, that the cellos,
Yeah.
the whole bass progression of that.
I don't. As I said, like me personally, this, as I said, it seems a lot like Dark Souls, like the music.
Yeah, exactly.
It
That's
seems so
that's how
similar,
I.
so.
Not to shit on you, but that's how I know you haven't played it. Is because it is everything. Like it. That's exactly how they trick you. Is into making you think it looks like Dark Souls, but it fucking is not.
You go
in
into
any
play
way.
it like Dark Souls, you
Like,
get destroyed
Yeah, and
because
in
it's
fact,
so different.
like it teaches you
Yeah.
a whole new way to play Dark Souls, like the way it was originally intended. Like, you know, it's like the thinking man's game. It's slow. You like no,
Yeah.
and like Bloodborne,
hesitation,
right?
you suffer for hesitation.
Bloodborne teaches you
In
fast
Dark
twitching
Souls, you
aggression.
benefit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They force.
There's a lot
you.
of differences like that. Way different fighting styles, way different.
Yeah,
weapon
but I mean,
systems,
like for me, I
guns.
don't. I'm talking about the soundtracks. I say the soundtracks are very
Yeah.
similar. That's what I'm saying.
To Dark Souls 3. Yeah. Like,
Dark Souls 3 kind of copied a lot of stuff from Bloodborne.
well, they used the
That's
same.
the case.
I think the same composer and the same.
Same
orchestra
composer,
thing,
and
yeah.
also took a lot of assets from the Cathedral Ward and put it
Yeah.
in Dark Souls 3, and it's very noticeable.
It
That's
is
fine.
noticeable how they
Bloodborne was.
managed to pop out a game every 2 years reusing the same assets. And after looking at
That's true.
Sekiro, I'm noticing that they're
Yeah.
reusing sound effects already. Like,
Bloodborne, compared to Dark Souls in Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3, I have played Bloodborne over and over again way more times than any Dark Souls games.
Yeah,
I guess I've
definitely.
beaten Dark Souls 1 a lot, but Bloodborne I've played more than all 3 of those games combined.
yeah,
I have like
same.
20 characters, all at like a level 100 something. I love that game. I play it all the
Yeah.
time.
Oh,
I
yeah.
still play it. When it's October, I'm playing Bloodborne.
Yeah, dude, we should play.
That's-
Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I have like
so
a
fun.
level like 700. Like, I'm just
Yeah.
like new game plus 20 or some shit. Like, it's just.
I got a blue alien man called Alamau, and I just run around shooting people with a cannon.
Oh, nice, dude. I got Granny
Great.
Squirt. Ye old Granny Squirt.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Blood only. What?
But anyways, I guess we can move on to Prods. What's your number one game OST?
Oh, Grandia 2 for the Dreamcast when it came out. The OST is really good. Like this is before Dark Souls and all them came out with like real orchestra type of like soundtracks. So this is back in like 2000 and what 2002, 2003 maybe, or I don't know when the Dreamcast was
like
released.
before that, like wasn't it 99 or something?
No,
Like,
I don't think it was that old. I think it was in 2000s. Because I remember I owned like all the Y2K games that came out for sports too. So I'd say 2000 something. Actually, no, I'd say 99, maybe 2000 around there. But yeah, no, fucking Grandia 2, the soundtrack was really good. Like it's I mean, fuck. I mean, between even like
I agree with you. It's excellent.
like Despair and Hope is one of my favorite songs from the soundtrack.
It's all vocal, isn't it? Like
No. Here.
I like vocal.
I'll show
that
you.
and Xenogear,
It's not all
like
vocal.
I swear Xenogears
Here.
is for some reason my brain.
I'm linking the specific song. Like Despair and Hope is like it's slow, right? It starts off with piano, but then it picks up eventually a little bit. But I mean they do that. They do a lot of like even I could say opera type music more or less. Like one of the main songs in it is one of the main songs in it is actually in Portuguese. Like what is it called? Aduis, or I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't remember what the actual title of the song is.
Oh, that's funny. This is a little cute little
It's like
fun
Phantom,
fact. The
Phantom of the Opera. I like it.
Grandia 2, don't talk shit about Phantom of the Opera. I love that. Grandia 2, Millennia's voice is the actress that also is the voice of Ariel from The Little
Yep.
Mermaid.
Oh.
That's kind of cool. You would never guess that.
Bro, you play Japanese? Yeah, I played in Japanese all the time.
But God, Grandia, yeah, that's actually, I mean, in a lot of ways, it's similar to my number one of like the style of composition. It's not just a game OST, it's a composition. It's like really well thought.
Yeah,
but it's not
this is
following a
back
lot
in
of
like
repetitive
2000,
tropes.
before this was even put
Yeah.
in. Like this is like a founding
Exactly.
father of like music composition.
Yeah.
Like that's why I love it so much. Like it was so good. I mean, I remember when they played Despair and Hope, when fucking you like a little bit of the story, like the main character is Ryuta. So when you're Ryuta and you kill your brother Melphis because he's possessed by the horns of Valmar, like they play that song and it is so sad. Like it's like I even replayed it and I was like, holy fuck, man. Like even at like 28, I'm like, god damn, like a little tear comes to my eye. I'm like, this is so sad. Like,
You know what? I've actually I have played this game on Dreamcast, and I completely forgot what it was called. And I even had a Dutch orchestra went back and played a bunch of old Japanese RTS RPGs, a bunch of
Shenmue,
games
here we go,
soundtracks.
baby.
They did a violin version of some songs from Grandia. And I was like, what are these songs? They're so familiar. And I finally remember what they
yeah.
are.
I mean,
God.
this and what was it? Skies of Arcadia was another one too. Skies of Arcadia was pretty good as well. They came out for GameCube, I think, as well. I think it did. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think so.
Yeah, Grandia's.
Grandia only came out for the Dreamcast though, and then it came out for the PS2.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Ubisoft, holy
Yeah.
shit! Like,
Yeah, that's when they were
Talk
good.
about
yeah, like
when they put out games.
so how far you've
That's just-
fallen, Ubi. I miss you.
Not just go into the wilderness with your thing and your boys and your team. Tom Clancy the video game.
Going to the local post that shows you and unlocks the map so you can unlock other quests in the area. Oh,
I love standing in line in a game.
Sam Fisher.
I do love
Sam
Loot Crate
Fisher here.
Simulator. Wow.
I broke 1,000 necks in my straw.
Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, babe.
Tom Clancy's filled diaper.
Tom Clancy, Jack Ryan.
Operation Colostomy Bag.
I don't know what. Like, I don't understand the
Uncharted,
whole.
Drake's Fortune.
Do not get it. Like, Tom Clancy
Operation
has
Colostomy
been
Bag
dead.
2.
Dude, 30 years he's been dead. I don't get it. Like, how is Tom Clancy
he's
still
still
making
us
games?
with his horrible
Look at with the
books.
Clive Cussler series. You ever fucking watch that shit?
No.
Okay, they made a
Yeah,
movie.
whatever.
I can't remember what it's called. It was
You're
based off
kidding.
one of the Clive Cussler books because my dad reads this shit. Like I don't know why, but he really likes this series
No
of book.
way.
Like,
Yeah, no. Like, fucking, my mom is a fucking nut for that shit.
Hang on.
Okay, what? Anyways, Google.
Oh, number one, easy.
Google. What's your number one?
Fucking easy, dude. Fucking get cuckolded right here. Turtles in
Cuck
Time,
holder.
sewer surfing. The
Oh,
fucking, not-
Sahara.
yeah.
Remember the movie Sahara with fucking
Yeah,
that was the
Sahara.
Clive Cussler fucking. It was a book, but he's got. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's fine. It's like,
It's okay.
it's like oh,
Oh,
Jurassic
that's
Park.
a classic. You're bringing up all these classics.
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
funky old like I'm a sucker for like it's not just Keygen but like a lot of kids like
I know.
Keygen's lost its way when it comes to the funk. Like it need,
I'd purge to this. I'd purge to
yeah,
this.
exactly. Like I need the funky or the select menu screen. That's another one that's like a classic. Like it's like
I
a
love
10
any song.
like 10-second song, right? Like 10-second song, and yet I don't know.
I love any song with those weird, like, echoey drum synth patches.
Yeah, how
It
about
just sounds
fucking,
like a dog barking.
yeah. It's like is that a fucking 808?
It
That's
sounds
an
like a
808
chain
set.
chomp.
Yeah, like it's fucking like wow, I'm listening to classic rap right now.
Like, it's so funny.
Like, it's
to
so
me.
simple. It's just like fucking literally like three hits, and then just a twinkle, like a little bit of Mario twinkle. And that bass, like so I can't even
yeah.
imagine simulating slap
That's
bass.
the
in a
game I was
fucking
playing. Yeah.
Super Nintendo.
One
You
of
know,
the
like
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude,
I
that's
remember.
classic.
I remember this fucking. These fucking songs.
yeah, dude. What about
God,
Simpsons?
those are good.
We should play the Simpsons.
Yeah,
Can
the
we
Simpsons
play-
sound. Yeah, all
Road
those
Rage.
arcade games.
Oh, dude,
Road Rage. Yeah,
What was the other motorcycle?
Road
one where you had
Rash.
to, like,
Road Rash.
Road Ra- was it? Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I love that game. I fucking love that game.
Yeah.
Get the chain. You go, "Bah!" Get away from me.
Nothing like an Irishman hitting you in the head with a hammer.
Yeah, it's like throw a beer bottle too. Like, it was like one of the things.
This is my pirate ship.
doing. I am the
Get off the
government.
road! Is the dude Scottish? Yeah. Get off the fucking road, boy. I'll tell you what, gonna fucking smash your face into the goddamn hammer.
I
Don't like
am
your fucking attitude.
leprechauns and potatoes. I piss on the bloody stone. Fucking stupid.
Oh.
Cunt.
Petrol. Night petrol. Dude, we should, like, I was thinking, like,
Did
fucking, we should.
Did Willie ever call the player a cunt while playing the game?
Yeah, maybe.
Mm,
Aberdeen, you fucking cunt.
I guess if we're gonna talk about some of those weird, like, computer generated soundtracks, we
Chiptunes,
can talk
man.
about Banjo Kazooie.
Banjo Kazooie is a good one. I was waiting for somebody to
Banjo-Kazooie.
say that one the most, honestly.
and even Crash Bandicoot. Like, that's another thing.
That's an honorable mention for me because if we're talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja, come on, Banjo Kazooie.
Banjo Kazooie was
Yeah.
good. I hated Crash Bandicoot. I was never a big fan.
There's some
Yeah,
gems.
I like
like
Crash,
there's like later, like not the early shows. The early levels are pretty garbage, but
Todd McFarlane's Spawn.
Banjo-Kazooie.
That was good.
Had the best music for like to this day is still it's such a good comparison to putting with videos of horrible things or playing a game where you're doing something horrible.
Yeah.
dude, Spawn
Like
games.
go
were-
back and watch
Remember the Spawn game?
watch Final Fantasy when you stab that woman in the when the guy stabs the woman with the sword. Final Fantasy
I
7.
never played Final Fantasy
Yeah,
games.
fucking when Arya gets
Or
killed
fine,
by what's his face, the Mako Energy something. poo-poo donkey?
Sephiroth.
The Last of Us when
Thanks.
his daughter dies.
Final
Put the
Fantasy,
Banjo-Kazooie song to it.
The Spirits Within, the movie, dude.
Oh, God.
Dude, we should like. Can I just say how great Todd McFarlane is? Like that guy,
Yeah,
like such a fucking like.
You know what?
Like yeah, fuck the comic industry. You can get all your proceeds from fucking publishing with us. Fuck you. Oh yeah, and I just got an HBO deal and a movie deal, and we're gonna do an animated HBO
Yeah.
series. And like,
Oh, I
Such a
loved
fucking-
that anime series when I was a
So
kid.
good.
It was
Like,
so
so
good.
good.
It touched on
Like-
everything from the comic book series too, which is why I
Yeah.
loved it so much.
that's the only reason why I have an HBO subscription. It's like
Yeah, to watch
if
that,
you have an
yeah.
HBO sub, go back and watch the Spawn fucking animated series. That
I remember
shit
it
is
came
so
out
good.
in Halloween on Sci-Fi for me because I was
Yes.
in Canada, right? And I
Yes.
fell in love with it because I remember watching the Spawn movie and it wasn't the greatest, but that's why I got introduced
No,
to
it wasn't.
it. But
It was
it,
John Leguizamo.
no, it was okay. It was okay. It wasn't like
desired.
great. I mean, like it would have been nice if they
It was-
incorporated some of the bigger characters in like the comic book series, like Gatekeeper.
Well, dude, for the budget,
you know?
it was supposed to be planned as a trilogy, but Todd
Gatekeeper's such a
McFarlane was
good
like,
character. Why didn't they at least have him a little bit in there? Because he's the one who guards the gate to
Yeah.
Malbolgia. He's like really has a big rusty sword and a hand for it's a cannon and it just
Spawn,
bah!
cool.
That's it.
Movie bad.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
that's no
I think
surprise
if they,
though.
dude.
Really.
If they did a Spawn superhero movie now,
It'd be
and
good.
like Warner Brothers might be able to save their garbage fucking series,
Well,
or
that's
Sony. Like,
it's the same thing with Doom though. Like remember we were talking about before the podcast, the cinematic trailer they had for or
Yeah.
the song we're talking about, and they had a cinematic trailer for it. If they used the cinematic footage they had in the goddamn trailer, they could make a better Doom movie than the piece of
Oh,
shit.
I know.
Okay, if
I
we're
know
gonna
they
do
would.
that, where the fuck is my Halo movie?
Oh, that's coming.
I've been waiting like 20
that's coming.
fucking
With
years.
Ron
dude.
Perlman
Yeah.
as Master Chief.
That's
that
fine.
really?
He's like
Bioshock
7 foot
movie.
tall. That's perfect, dude. Ron Perlman did great.
The
in
original
he's got a-
Halo
he's got a
movie,
big
there
old
was
belly.
discussed Ron Perlman was going to be Master Chief.
I mean, he
No,
looks
it
like an
didn't go
alien,
through.
but
No,
that's
they need
fine.
a
Master Chief.
they need a very big jacked fellow to play that role.
So The
like-
Rock is gonna
He's
play
pretty
fucking. Okay.
No, I don't think that'd be a good idea.
The Rock is a Halo movie, but it's like
All right,
Jumanji.
but-
Josh
I like it.
Brolin.
Anyways.
Josh Brolin for everything. 2018.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
yeah.
But anyways, moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta wrap this up. We're getting a little
Hashtag wrap it
crazy.
up. We're gonna talk
Hold it down.
Halo the movie coming up next
My
time.
number one song is from the video game Ernest Gets Scared. No, I'm just kidding. Near Automata or
That'd be
Automata,
great.
however you want to call it.
Yeah, no, dude, Nier
Nier-
Automata, great fucking game. Great.
Near Gestalt is great, but I mean, fucking Near Automata, best OST I've ever heard. It's so long, and every song, like, I played that game. It was like one of the best games I've played, like,
Yeah.
in years. It was so
Yeah,
good. Such a good game. The soundtrack is so good, but the song I have to give honorable mention to is the song that gets stuck in your head. There's so many versions of it in the game. Would be Pascal's song when you enter the tree, the city of robots in the tree. Robots. And it's just like this
Yeah.
creepy song about these children in this like weird language that goes with the I don't even think it's a real language. It's just part of made.
I thought your
game.
number one song was gonna be Pumpkin Hill from Sonic Adventure 2.
Well, dude, there's some there's some gems in fucking Nier Automata. Like their abuse of a wah pedal, it seems like, where they just like take a pre-rendered fucking synth music and put it
Yeah.
through a wah pedal and then just slowly wave that wah back and forth. It's just like the most unsettling, and it's like a happy happy nature
Yeah.
scene where you're just like hearing this. I don't know. It's like. You can tell that there's some auteur who's like, oh, I'm gonna spend 10 years just mastering this obtuse soundtrack. Like,
Yeah.
I have no idea how they keep giving that guy money to actually make games, but now, like, I guess a bunch of developers quit, like other Japanese game companies, to go work with whoever they.
God, I don't know. It's just that game was like an amazing game. I got talked into playing it. I knew a little bit. I knew a little about Nier and Gestalt. It has a crazy story, but this is like even more complicated. Go and look it up. I'm not explaining it to you.
Dude,
people,
I got
listeners.
talked into taking my microchip out. Like, you can take your. Like, my buddy's like, yeah, just don't
you
equip
can
that
commit
shit.
suicide in the game.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You can't rename the. You literally can't
Yeah.
even make a character
Yep.
the same name again. I'm like, what the fuck is this game? Like, what is this?
Yeah, I know.
Wait,
it was
what?
so good. Like, when I was playing the game, I died on accident in this really long intro part of the game. If you die, it puts you back at the beginning.
Yeah.
Makes you start over.
Yeah.
And I died, and I was like, oh, I just got one of the endings, I guess. And there's lots of points where you can do that and rip your chip out to your robot,
Wait, what?
you rip your memory
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Rip your memory chip out. It's game over.
Like the actual,
Just
like
die.
the actual gameplay
Cool.
is like on replay value almost. It's actually, it's like a good existential.
There's even a mode where you can set yourself to self-destruct, and the game keeps telling you to leave it on.
Yeah.
Like, don't turn that off.
It's yeah.
You might need it. It's like
Yeah.
but they don't warn you. Oh, if you rip your memory, your chip out of your brain, you'll die. They don't even. They just let you figure that out on your own.
Yeah, there's some.
When you die, your dead body, you can leave a poem
Oh.
Yeah.
of how you died.
Beep boop. Me robot. Dead.
I found
What
I
is
found
it?
a dead body, and it just went. Robots many, lying together, and I was just like, what? And I went in the room, and there's a big robot orgy scene. All these like
What?
clunkers humping each other
What the
and
fuck?
making robot babies.
You can make
They
Yeah,
create
amazing
Adam.
chest. Like a classic
Yeah,
amazing
they
chest.
create a muscular naked man that comes out of the pile of robots. It's such a weird game. It's such a cool story though. And I go the Pascal theme, the Memory of Dust, in the amusement park and the Forest Kingdom. There's like what 80 songs, or no, it's about 68. 80, no, there's over 100 songs in the goddamn game. There's different versions. There's also MIDI versions of some of them. You have The Weight of the World, which is like their main song for the game. But I love the Pascal theme, the Forest Village, The Weight of the World, the whole goddamn game. If you don't even like playing games, let's just while you're working, listen to the Nier Automata soundtrack.
Yeah, listen to the
So good.
Naruto Shippuden soundtrack.
And this podcast,
Or
dude.
go-
No, you think it's gonna be a weeby game? I made fun of somebody for it being a weeby game, and he was like, "Okay, I'm buying you a copy.
Yeah.
Why don't you play it and then tell me if it's a weeby game, you piece of shit?" And it's
Yeah.
not really.
If you
yeah.
try to look at her butt underneath the skirt, she swats you
What?
away. She doesn't want you
Really?
to look at her butt.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
a very
Yeah.
self-aware game.
If
Like,
you-
so
if
it's
you
like the
accept-
anti. It's dude. It's like it's like calling One Punch Man like the best anime ever. Like it's got a great high
Okay,
school story.
I introduced you to that anime, and when
I know,
before
that's what I'm
before
saying.
it got cringy and there was a weird fan base, it was actually good. Okay.
No,
Now it's
it
just-
is still, like I don't give a
So
shit
it's
at the fan. Like the.
Yeah.
It's a,
Have you been
like,
watching
yeah.
Overlord? You better be watching that. God damn.
I know. Third
Overlord's
season
also
coming out.
really good.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm on the I think the 8th episode now.
No
Yeah,
spoilers,
really
no
good.
spoilers.
Really good. Really
I-
good. This season.
I
Good.
literally
Watch
got,
that.
dude. I got halfway through the season.
It's good.
And then literally,
The season?
like all the, dude, all the sites that I've been going to, like I'm missing the 8th episode, so I'm waiting for
Hang
them to
on,
upload it
hang
on
on,
an
hang on,
actual
hang on,
fucking.
hang
Yeah,
on.
yeah. No, sorry. Like, let's wrap it up before we.
Yeah.
I would never pirate
but
anything.
anyways,
Thank you
near
for your Crunchyroll
there's-
access. It's
no
great.
matter where you are in that game, amazing songs. You can just have the game. I would just like fall asleep with the game running.
8 and 9 there.
Yeah, and just love it. I mean, it was just an amazing game. But anyways, we talked about a lot of stuff. We talked about a lot of games we loved. I think we actually really kind of touched base on like what made those soundtracks stick out to us. They were different. They were not following trends, but setting, if anything, a trend. They were paving the way.
I kiss
in
video
their
games
genres.
in the butthole. Is what I do. I tongue punch them.
They made the games what they are. Besides the creative and direction of the games, where they also the music of those games made them what we love. But anyways, you can contact us at the Derailed Podcast at gmail.com. You know, you can continue listening to us through Podbean.
Yep.
Derailed Podcast. .podbean.com. And then, you know, at all of other sites. We're close to episode 5. Soon we'll be on Spotify.
Shout outs to.
Shout outs. I guess we'll do some shout outs. A shout out to Charlotte for saying some kind words of the show. Loving the show so far. Loves our banter.
Oh,
Shout out to
That's a
Pods.
hot take. That's a hot take.
but let's just kind of bring this back a little bit. As I said, if you got any suggestions or comment or anything, you can mostly contact information's on YouTube for each individual person, or I think Podbeam as well, or shoot the email. Like use that. You know, as I said, we're open to suggestions. We like feedback. As I said, it's still a work in progress. So, you know, I like to read things. So, if you leave something for me to read, I'll read it. Take a look at it.
Email us your complaints.
Yeah, if you got a
Yes.
problem
Tell
with
us
it.
if you're having a shitty day. We'll talk to you.
Yeah,
about
and
it.
if you want to shit talk me via email, let's do it. I'm more than willing to respond and just roast you. No, for no reason at all. I have nothing better
Yeah,
to
if
do.
you'd like to be a
sometimes.
guest on the podcast, please send us an email.
We also made a Twitter. Make it a little. We're still new. It's like a baby Twitter.
Yeah.
It's a little baby, tiny little baby
It
Twitter.
hasn't
We have a
gotten
Twitter.
banned yet.
Drop
Also
it a
contact
follow.
us on Twitter.
Yeah.
But if you contact us on Twitter, we will make it
And
public.
if you see it on YouTube,
Unless you DM us.
if you see it on YouTube, smash the motherfucking like button.
No.
Yeah.
Smash the fucking like button
button.
3,000 fucking times, bro.
Post on Facebook.
Sick doinks nuggets.
Please take our podcast and upload it on Facebook so we get no revenue.
Yeah, please do that for us.
Great. Yeah. Advertising is good.
Demonetize us, yeah.
Yes.
But anyways, thanks so much for listening. Today, it was our Sunday broadcast talking about games, OSTs that we love.
Yeah, some
And,
stuff.
I'm Google. Bye.
Yep. See you guys
I'm
later.
Haus.
I'm out.
Fuck you. And there's Praj.
Yeah.
Little mumbles over there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mumble. I get a little drunk and then fall down. Baby carrots coming up next time.
Baby carrots.
The
Bye-bye.
church and
Bye
baby
bye.
carrots.
Bye bye.
Like a star, you can't stop my shine. I'm loving Cloud City, my head's in the sky. I'm solo, I'm hunting solo, I'm hunting solo, I'm hunting solo. Yeah, I'm feeling good tonight. Finally feeling free and it feels so right. Oh, time to do the things I like. Gonna see a princess, everything's alright. Oh, no job, but